Hello everyone, where are the physics students? Come closer, we have a very interesting question for you. Don't forget to like, comment and share to other people. Let's get started. Two forces, F1 and F2, you can see them here. Let's start with F1. Force number 1 has a magnitude of 20 newtons, and this particular force is acting at a direction 30 degrees east of north, while the second force has a magnitude of 50 newtons and it is acting at a direction 30 degrees west of south. All these two forces are acting on an object at the origin. You know what an origin is, right? Where the two components meet, the origin. We're asked to determine the magnitude and the direction of the net force, resultant force. Let's get started. I would like to sketch it. This is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. This is the origin we are talking about. So let's start with the force number 1. I would like to sketch the direction first. 30 degrees east of north. You know this is north, right? This is south, this is east, this is west. So it is acting 30 degrees east of north. So from north towards east, 30 degrees. So let's assume this is the force of what? 20 newtons. And this angle here is what? 30 degrees. We are done with this one. Then the second force, remember this is F1. Where should I write it? Let me open a bracket. This is F1. Then F2, which is 50 newtons, it is acting on which direction? 30 degrees west of south. This is south, this is west of south. So we assume something like this. This is 50 newtons. And this is force number 2, right? This is force number 2. And the angle here is also 30 degrees. We are not going to use this 30 degrees because we always want to use x-axis for reference. All right, remember from east to north we have 90 degrees. So if this is 30 degrees, then this angle should be 60 degrees. And you can drop a perpendicular line to form a right angle triangle. You can equally do the same thing here. And this is also 60 degrees, right? Yes. All right. So now I would like to compute for x and y components of both forces. So let's start with force number 1. The x component there, remember we have learned that the x component is always what? R cos theta. But this time around, we have to consider 20 newtons as our R. That is the magnitude, right? 20 cos this particular angle, which is from the standard position, that is x-axis. Do not use this one. Okay. This is from east to this position is 60 degrees. So we use cosine of 60 degrees, comma, 20 newtons multiplied by sine of 60 degrees. So we have both x and y components. I think let us simplify before we move further. F1, this is cosine of 60 degrees is 1 over 2, and half of 20 is 10, comma. Sine of 60 degrees is square root of 3 divided by 2. Multiplied by 20, we have 10 root 3. All right, we are done with F1. Then let's move to F2. For F2, we have different alternatives. You can calculate this angle from standard position. You go counterclockwise until you hit this line, which is going to be 90, 180 plus 60. Is it 240? But I have a recommendation for you. Why not use this 60 degrees, but you should know the quadrant you are. This particular quadrant, which is quadrant number 3, both components are negative. Remember, x and y components here are all negative. So I suggest you should use this one. right? Instead of using 240 degrees, that is to say 50 cosine 240, why not use negative? Then you use the third quadrant. 60 is going to be your reference angle this time around. So you take 50 multiplied by cosine of 60 degrees, comma, minus another 50 sine of 60 degrees. So this is what you need to simplify. This is 1 over 2. Half of this is going to give us negative 25. This is square root of 3 divided by 2. Multiplied by this is negative 25 root 3. Yes. So we are going to compute for the resultant x and the resultant y. I'm done with the diagram. I can take it down. Remember, we are looking for two things: the magnitude and the direction. So the resultant with respect to x will be equal to, should I do that mentally because I have limited space? This one plus this one. This is going to give us this plus this is negative 15. Negative 15. While the resultant with respect to y, you take this, you add to this. This is going to give us negative 15 root 3. Negative 15 root 3. So we have the resultant components. Next, let's compute for the magnitude. The magnitude of the resultant components is equal to the square root x component squared. Let's start with this one. Negative 15 squared plus negative 15 root 3 also squared. This is going to be 225, right? But let me use my calculator. Just a moment. This is going to give us 225, which is this one. Then this one is going to be 225 times 3, which is 675. If you add together, you get 900. So this is square root of 900 together, everything. And this is going to give us what? 30 newtons, right? 30 newtons. So we are done with the magnitude. And what about direction? I am going to clear this side. I am going to clear this side and continue. This question is very interesting. We are going to take tangent. We are looking for that angle, right? Of the resultant with respect to y divided by the resultant with respect to x. But take absolute value. We want to make it positive. Oh, where are those values? Okay, look at them here. This divided by this. So this is equal to negative 15 root 3 divided by negative 15. Right? Yes. And without the absolute value, you're going to get square root of 3. So what will be the angle? The angle will be tan inverse of root 3, which is 60 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. Please let me confirm that. You know, all these spatial angles, there are a lot of things in our brain, so yeah, this is correct, 60 degrees. So the magnitude, the direction, we are done.